35 years ago, when I was at university, I used to think that our cities are badly run and the amenities are poor and so on because we were a poor country. And it was true. But now, 35 years later, we have certainly become richer than that. We are still poor maybe by global average or whatever, but we are certainly radically richer than we were 30 years ago. But our cities have not really improved. The odd metro system may have come in, etc. But by and large, the quality of life of our cities is not very much significantly better in the public sphere. The private sphere may be different. Better restaurants are there. We have they have replaced the old movie theaters with now fancy multiplexes, etc. From the private sphere, it has upgraded. The public spaces, however, have not really upgraded for the most part.
Yeah.
And this is something we need to take seriously. Compare that with, for example, Vietnam, country which is roughly at the same per capita income. You go to Ho Chi Minh City, you go and look at the public amenities. They are clean. There's not a case of a lot of money to be spent. This is a matter of civic pride.
Yeah.
So we need to think through our municipal management, and it is not that we cannot clean them when we set our minds to it. After all, I remember Indore being just one of the most dirty industrial towns, like any
Surat
other.
also.
Or all of these.
Yeah.
They got cleaned up.
Yeah.
So when same systems, same IAS officers and bureaucrats. So if you set your mind to it, you go to Bhopal also reasonably clean. And then you come to the national capital.
No, you can see the degeneration.
Yes.
Chandigarh used to be so clean, so good, which we used to compare it to Surat, or rather used to say that, here you have a city which is so close to Delhi. But look at
I think we need to take...
And look at the pollution in Delhi.
Absolutely.
Look at the terrible...
No excuses for it.
Yeah.
There are many reasons for it. First of all, as a people, we need to get serious about what the issues are.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we'll have pointless debates about Diwali, which has nothing to do with it. It's one day, and that day, by the way, if you look at the statistics, barely different from the day before or after.
Yeah.
Whereas there are serious issues about stubble burning. That is one part of the issue. It's not the only issue. There are serious issues about construction dust.
Yes.
There are serious issues about burning of garbage. And so on and so forth.
And public transport.
And
we
public
don't
transport.
have functional public transport.
Well,
we have the Delhi Metro,
but
not
even
enough.
here, even there, the conversation has to be about serious things. So let me now take that particular thing and show you. Delhi Metro is actually a fairly large network now. It's not a small network as it may have been. By any standard, the Delhi Metro is a decent system. But what is the problem? You come out of the Delhi Metro into absolute chaos. Why? Because we do not invest into the next layer
that last mile connectivity,
which is walking.
Yeah.
When I talk about last mile connectivity, it becomes about how to allow some three-wheeler or some other such thing and try. No, all public transport has to be based on the last mile being walking.
Yeah.
Okay? Not anything else, not even cycling. And very often we then have these fuddy-duddy ideas of adding cycling to walking. So I am a big cyclist. I spent years cycling back and forth from work, but it is not to be confused with walking. Walking is the single most important form of transportation in any city.
Yeah.
It is cheap, it is egalitarian, and essential to all public transport systems. And yet, we don't invest in sidewalks. When you come out of anything, in fact, we have a euphemism called road widening. What is road widening? It is narrowing of the pedestrian space.
And the pedestrian space is for people to sell their wares.
Absolutely.
Who cannot invest in a shop, they sell their wares. So, it's for cyclists to ride on.
We need to have a serious conversation as citizens of cities. And those conversations have to be driven by citizens and not by activists. This is another very important issue.
Okay, get that. Activists, yes. Citizens, yes. But also of the city planners. We don't plan our cities.
So here also I have a somewhat radical view. This problem is not a problem of city planning. It's a problem of city management. Let me separate the two out. The reason for that, I'll explain. You see, what we call planning in India is actually not planning. It's called master planning of a certain kind. Basically, what do? We take a 2D map. We draw various kinds of straight lines on it. Then some great theoretician will come and decide various kinds of zones And I've gone through this process, by the way, even for Delhi and many other. And they will say, we have studied 30 years of past data, and so we now know that this industry should be here. Hello, if you know which industry is going to grow over the next 30 years, why are you spending time in town planning? You should be in the stock market. So, this is an utter waste of time. What you need to do, and you do need to plan, you need to plan the trunk infrastructure. You need to plan the look and form of what the city will look like. Not what that building will do and what is in the private space. Instead, if you look at our building codes, the BIS building codes mostly go on and on about how much gap there should be between the boundary wall and your building, what you should be doing about staircases inside your house. They are not about public space at all. So we need to have a conversation when we talk about planning. The planning has to be more about the management, because cities are continuously changing. So it's about transition management. It has to be about the look and feel of the city. It has to be about walkability. It has not to do with zoning. Except for a few dangerous industries, we should allow everything inside the city.
No, but you
and
allow
to evolve.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.